Back to Integrative Approaches and Healthier Living. I am Tammy here with Chris. We're so glad that you could be here with us again today. How are you today, Chris?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today, Tammy?
I am good. I am good.
Last time we chatted, um, we kind of got into a little bit about like your previous history, and we were starting to kind of discuss your aha moment. And so I kind of wanted to chat a little bit more about like that today, um, and kind of grind in a little bit more there to kind of get an idea where your mindset was at with all of that, and like your what was going through your head at that time. And what was that? What was that? What was the game changing like moment for you? I guess we could say.
Every day has been, as I've gotten older, each and every day, I read a thing the other day. Somebody said that the date on the calendar just keeps changing and the years keep changing, and which just indicates we're growing older, right? So it was like, oh my gosh, one day I had a revelation that I am living far longer than I was ever, quote, supposed to, whatever that looks like, right? So I really feel like though going back probably 20, 22, 24 years maybe, when I had an opportunity to tour St. Jude's Research Hospital. I attended the city for a research conference. So because I have, the medical issues, I was like, I could go to the St. Jude's Research Hospital or I could go to Elvis Presley's Graceland home. And while I wanted to do that, I felt like St. Jude's was calling me. So I went there, attended their tour, which was phenomenal. What a fantastic organization that is. But one of the things that I still clearly remember, I can picture today standing in their laboratory, listening to their people, tour guides tell us that while they have a lot of patients, many patients that come through the door with the same diagnosis of cancer, they learned through the years that through their genetic testing that they could treat these patients with the same diagnoses individually. So they learned to create an individualized treatment plan for each patient. And I clearly remember standing there thinking, oh my goodness gracious, why don't we do this for other medical situations, other medical diseases?
Right.
Especially, because I have CF, cystic fibrosis, and the diabetes component.
Right.
Speaking to that specifically, I'm like, we all are treated the exact same, even
Right.
though some of us have more lung issues, some of us have more pancreatic issues,
Right.
but we all really seem to be kind of like in the same bucket, if you will. And I thought, well, why? Why can't we do something different?
Yeah.
And so that kind of set me on a trajectory to continue living my life, trying to learn and understand better how I personally can take care of myself,
Yeah.
obviously with the assistance of my medical care team, but
Right.
still asking all of these questions as to what can I do different? Is there something I can do different? Can I complement that which I am doing that's serving me well in one area to
Right.
help continue to help my whole body in a different area?
Right.
So that's kind of where I started that thought process, that path. So gosh, 20, probably 24 years ago, which is just mind-boggling to even think that at this point.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, the question that's kind of like rattling a little bit in the back of my head too is where was your mind at, like going into St. Jude's Hospital? Like where were you really feeling frustrated, like with your treatment, with your say maybe your care team, with your health, where you were just meeting walls and things, getting information back for things that that you didn't really feel applied to you. So I guess, yeah, where was your mind at during that time? What was it that, like, that really made that statement stand out to you?
As you're asking me that, I'm sitting here thinking about it. I think it was just feeling like always being lumped together with this is what happens, this is what we do, this is what we need to do, this is where you need to go. And with cystic fibrosis, so many people are guided towards a lung transplant, which is
Right,
a phenomenal opportunity for those that are able to go through the process. And I have some very dear friends that I am, grateful to know and love and share time and space with every single week, every single year that have gone through that process. And they've given me hope.
mhm,
And I know they will give other people hope for that
right,
process. But
right,
for me, 20 some odd years ago, I didn't know these people. I didn't
right,
know anybody who had gone through that process
right,
that was successful. Let's just
right,
be honest, I didn't.
right,
And so it was scary, right? It
right,
was a scary thought. It was
right,
concerning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just don't know if this is where I want to go.
right,
And yeah, when you there's some doctors out there that are just like, no, this is what you have to do. This is what you have,
right,
this is what you have to do.
right,
And and to be able to stand tall on your 2 feet, put your heels on the ground and say, no, let me look at my options. Let me think about this. Let me see what other things I can do. And yes,
right,
if my path takes me and I have a drastic downturn and all of those things that can happen, will happen, are going to happen at some point, then I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But
right,
you have to be as an individual, you have to be at peace with your choices and decisions that you make, especially if you live with a chronic health condition.
right,
You know,
right,
and cancer patients are no different, right?
right,
They're given all of these diagnoses and all of these things and medical treatments and whatever, but we all have to come to a place of comfort within ourselves that we are at peace with and how we're choosing to navigate our lives.
right.
So,
Actually, something that was like kind of like I was as you were talking, just to kind of like for the people that are maybe like chiming into listening, to us for the first time, just here, like, I think it'd be a good idea just to because we're talking about, transplants and kind of your aha moment and such. Well, just to kind of like fill these people in, like, what's your health at right now? Like, you and I know the answers to this because you and I work together, like, so I know the answers to this. They don't though. Like, how old are you? Are you active? How are you feeling like in your body nowadays? Like, versus like, previously, like with what we're talking about, like back when you kind of started to make this change.
yes. So to start with how old I am 56. So I will be 57 in a couple of months, which is just completely mind-boggling to me.
Right.
And yeah, overwhelming some days. I'm like, really? Almost 60. Never words that I ever imagined that I would ever be here to share or say or think or imagine. So yeah, I can't believe 56 years old. And how I am today, I'm healthier than I was previously, which is even mind-boggling. My husband will often say, "Man, I think you're healthier now than you used to be because I'm out riding my bike. I row, I kayak. I live on near a river, so I can kayak. I have a rowing machine in my house. I do strength training, walking the dog. I teach dog yoga. I teach yoga. So yeah, I stay very active and I'm always doing something. It seems like bored is not in my vocabulary.
Yeah, it's cool.
So,
I mean, again, I just wanted to, hear you share that, not for myself again, because we work together, but, for like, the people chiming in, because I think that is a very important aspect to that really can go to show like, it's been a while since you made this change, but since you decided to make that change and you've really taken the attention, questioning, you know, making that decision to, move forward and search out a different path. Uh,
Right. Well, and even
Everything.
before, yeah, well, and not to cut you off, but even before you and I crossed paths, I was working with a personal trainer in a gym.
Right.
And my goal then was to get to a position where I could do a mud run. So I did a
Yep.
5K mud run back in 2016. So that
Yep.
wasn't that much farther, back. So yeah. And
Yep.
so why don't you share, Chris, how you and I have been working together so people can learn a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tammy and I crossed paths. I think it's been 4 years ago now. So if 3 or 4 years ago, I'd have to like look to be specific. The time
I think it's
flies.
actually 5.
It's been five. Wow. Okay, 5 years. Okay, I'm off a year. Time really flies nowadays. But it's been a while. I've been working like on and off in the health community for about 20 years. The last 8 years, I've been working remotely as a health coach. Today, I met Tammy apparently like 5 years ago, working with one of the front runners in the online health community at the time, which was kind of like really my foot in the door in online health coaching. Previous to that, I'd done health coaching, like one-on-one, like working with an independent gym and so on and so forth. But I decided I wanted to um, practice more remotely. So I met Tammy then. My background is in exercise physiology and personal training. And for a number of years, I worked in human resources. And health coaching for me was like this beautiful bridge between how I like to work with people and my love for like health and wanting to improve and help other people like improve like the state of like their wellness and their health. So that brings us kind of to the point where I met Tammy. My passion for working with people has always been with people that really need to like improve their health and really want to improve their health, not just because they want to look better, but just be but in a way that's going to drastically change their life and maybe change the life of the people that they care about, help people find independence again. Independence from, maybe chronic disease. Maybe it's not a chronic disease, maybe it's something that's preventable, like in the case of like, cardiovascular disease. But either way, like working with people to kind of like help people regain their independence, and or help to regain some of their independence back or improve their health. So I guess that's a little bit about me. I look young, but I'm 43 years old. So, but I plan on working in this field long after I retire. And but this is Tammy and I's little project because we really, really both care about giving back. And I won't speak entirely for her on this, but we, decided that we felt like her journey was something that was definitely worth sharing, and she feels that my journey is also something worth sharing. And so I will turn over the mic back to Tammy so she can talk a little bit more, and then we are going to see you in the next episode.
Right. Yes, absolutely. And it's been a pleasure working with you. I've just enjoyed the journey together. I think you and I think and feel similarly on many topics. So I think we've always blended well with our activity and our understanding of where we are at the present time. So there's a little bit of like push when you feel like you need a push, and this goes both ways, right? So and then to know and recognize and understand that okay, maybe now is not the time to push this. You're going through a lot right now. Let's just let this rest and focus on you, and then we can pick back up where we dropped off. But the other thing that you didn't mention, but you're a huge impact to help me through, and I know we're going to get through this more as we go along, but diet and nutrition, right?
Mhm.
You have a vast amount of knowledge in that area, and you have been just phenomenal in helping me navigate that which is serving my body best through diet and nutrition, in addition to exercise and fitness and health coaching, and helping me work with my medical team and navigating lab results and all of those things. So you've
Yeah,
been fantastic with helping me with all of that. So
yeah, good,
it's
good
it's
way
it's
to.
been it's been wonderful working with you, and I so look forward to all that we have planned for all of our viewers moving forward, and for hopefully many years to come in this process.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Amy, it's been a pleasure today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this little conversation podcast that we are putting together. And I think we can say we will see you next time, right, Tammy?
Absolutely. And if you have any questions, thoughts, or ideas for us, please throw it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And until we meet again, have a great day. Thank you.